Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8-day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got $1 for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey with me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper street. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want that check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8-day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got $1 for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a one-on-one. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me come. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
The rights to it when he uses it.
Well, actually, no. It's because I have a subscription to them. They're the ones that deal with the licensing. But guess what, guys? Guess what, guys? It is Thursday night. It is prime time. Anytime within 8 o'clock is prime time. I just want to let you guys know that. Yeah, we are a little bit late. We're having some good discussion, some back and forth going on. I do apologize for being a few minutes late. Few minutes later than normal. Let's just put it that way. But guys, we are live. It is the Next Podcast, and I cannot wait to get into these topics. Not only that, we do have a first-time special guest. I love saying that, man. I love having people on for the first time, and I don't think you guys will be disappointed in one iota. But before we get into the introductions, you guys know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. Share the show out. Let people know that we are going in and we are live right now. We are going to be talking about a bunch of things. Of course, we're going to be talking about Elden Ring. That is the flavor of the week right now. I've seen a bunch of people on social media. Of course, the reviews came out, stuff like that. So many people excited about this game. We will be talking about that. We're going to be talking about a couple other things as well. Really interesting topic. Yo, shout out to Viper, a member for 4 months. He says, let's talk about how unoptimized From Software's engine is, especially on Xbox and PC. Seems like they favor Sony a lot. Yo, bro, I think we might touch on that. I know K Mega gave me some a little feedback in the DMs on Twitter about what has been posted and stuff. So, but guys, we gotta get into the introductions, and as usual, I'm gonna save the best for last. So I'm gonna save our special guest for last. Let's go close to home first. You know, we are awaiting a snow slash sleet slash freezing rainstorm over here in Connecticut. But guys, that's just another Friday over here in February, and this man knows about all that. Plus, he is the creator of hashtag Crispy Truth. It is my brother Crispy. What is up, bro?
It's New England. Hello.
Yeah, you don't like the weather?
It's a magical place. It's a magical place that will give you 60 degrees one day and 20 degrees the following 10 hours.
Yeah, he's not lying. He's
like,
lying.
It will just be like, yo, I'm gonna slap you this way and this way, and my body's like, yo, I don't like this, bro. And I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for family, I don't know if I'd be here. I'm just saying.
Oh, bro. Nice.
Family includes you, Bod. I love you, brother.
I took that as I was part of the family, man. That's where I thought you were going, and I appreciate. I got all warm and gushy on the inside, bro. Is what happened.
Don't be a gusher, bro. It's not the time.
Crispy.
Your insides will expand and it will burst out your no.
Wow.
Great topics tonight. Axel, it's been a long time. I think maybe once we've been on a podcast together, so I'm looking forward to it. And I mean, we got some great topics. Once again, I mean, the topics just keep coming out of nowhere, so it's awesome.
I like to think that it might be, you know, the people behind the scenes who bring the topics to light and such, because
there he is.
Oh my goodness. I do try to say, you know, I know people are like, oh, there's slow news weeks. There are never slow news weeks in gaming. There's always stuff to talk about. There might not be incredible headlines, but there's always things to think about, things to discuss when it comes to the gaming industry, whether it's new games, whether it's retro, whether it's hardware, whether it's just, you know, posing questions. There's always stuff to talk about. And I will say this panel puts up with a lot from me, and I appreciate them when it comes down to it. I'll put like 10 topics, we'll get through like 3. So but yo, next on the list, coming from the Lone Star State, he has taken a break from his OnlyFans stardom to be here again with us. He is here every Thursday. Of course, it is Predator. What's up, bro?
I'm here, but I am sick, and I don't even know how to get to the first topic right now. So I'm fighting it. But we're gonna do what we can do. If I have diabetes, you're gonna feel bad for doing that.
Yeah.
No, my stomach's been doing cartwheels for like 3 days now. It's been
diabetes
coming out of both ends. So
yo, brother, you gotta put the
we'll try
alcohol
and make it
down
through
for a little while, man.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah,
I can't even keep that down.
Yeah.
Just for that, you get to hear me chew ice.
Oh no! Oh, I will mute your ass, man. I swear. But bro, dude, coming in like a warrior, man. I definitely appreciate that. You know, however long you can stay or whatnot is gonna be appreciated. That's all I gotta say, bro.
All right, thank you.
No doubt, man. Next on the list, coming live from the 405, and I hope he's got his mic all set up. I know he's got the soundboard going. I hope he got his mic set up. Of course, it is my brother K Mega 405. What is up, bro? Mega? No, not yet.
Here.
Not yet.
Perfection.
Is it?
Soundboard's working, but his microphone.
Dragons.
And
K-Mega's gonna have to talk to us via Bumblebee soundboards.
Yeah, for real. He's gonna do the Bumblebee. It's gonna be all soundboards as he responds. Nah, he will. It takes a minute, but he'll get that mic going. But before that, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat early tonight. Thank you, bro, for the support. Guess what, guys? As you can see with Sir X-Man, the super chat does indeed work, and he says football, baseball, all Game Pass for free. Sony pays. Man, dude, you're throwing out the Game Pass advertisements already. I will say I'm in a couple DMs where we're talking about PlayStation Now, and we're talking about Game Pass, and I'm having a fun time messing with people about Game Pass, and people trying to argue with me about PlayStation Now being better, and there's no contest. There is no contest right now, but I'm sure K Mega will be here, when it comes down to the topics. But I do have to introduce our special guest. You guys, you might know him on Twitter and social media. He definitely tweets out about games, whatever games he's playing. He is definitely a true gamer, man, and I am full of pride here to actually get him as a special guest. We've been talking about it for a little bit. Everything has come to fruition. The stars aligned properly. He does have a YouTube channel. You definitely want to check it out. It is the home of the Iconic Video Games Podcast. Not only that, but he hangs out with my buddy Noof for Good Morning Xbox. Guys, in the chat, please welcome Axel1324. What is going on, Axel?
Hey, thank you so much for that introduction. Wow, you are so kind. I appreciate it. Yes, everybody, I am excited for today's topics. I'm excited to be here in the company of Xbot Predator, Crispy, and K Mega, and I am most excited about Elden Ring as well. Yeah, but as Xbox said, I am the host of the Iconic Video Games Podcast, and tomorrow, quick sneak peek, we're going to be talking about our favorite 1990s soundtracks from video games. Be sure to check it out.
Ooh, that's a big list because, man,
yeah,
video
it's
games.
Tough. I've been working on it all week.
Video games really blew up in the 90s. Like, late 80s, you got the Nintendo stuff, but 90s, man, that's when, I believe that's when Sega got into the ring really with the Genesis, like really became a big thing, and all the games from Nintendo.
And we were all nerds, by the way. We were all a bunch of nerds. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I was walking around.
The 90s was epic, though, because you went from 16-bit soundtracks to CD soundtracks and 32-bit soundtracks. And, I mean, it was a time, that's for sure. And I've been having a very hard time narrowing my list down. I'm sure my panel members are as well.
Your cohorts, the people you plot with, basically, man. But, dude, that's gonna be an awesome show. So, guys, definitely tune into that. If you want to know about his YouTube channel, I will say the link is in the description below. Also, his Twitter is in the description below. So, give this guy a follow, give this guy a sub, check out his show. I know you guys seen him, on News Channel. You guys definitely seen him around Twitter, and now, for the first time, you are seeing him on an episode of Next Podcast. It doesn't get any better, guys. But you guys know, whenever we have special guests, the first question does go to our special guest. We like to put them underneath the spotlight early, get them used to the heat before right in the beginning. So it's a softball, though. It's really a softball question, but it is the flavor of the week. It is Elden Ring. Axel, I gotta ask, man, are you a Souls guy? Are you excited for Elden Ring? And if so, why, man? Let us know why, if you are hyped about this thing.
I gotta tell you, I am a video game masochist. I love it.
So yeah, he's Souls guy. He's a Souls guy. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, I mean, my very first game that I ever played was Mega Man 2, and that's not a walk in the park for a first game, So ever since I've enjoyed challenging games, and I love them because you get a type of satisfaction that you don't get anywhere else when you get into a game that has tight mechanics and is difficult. And I especially love the I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'm so sorry. The Hidetaka Miyakaze games. He's the creator of the Souls games,
Okay.
and his mantra is to make every encounter matter. And I love that, where the easiest of enemies can kill you just as much as a boss can. And then, of course, you have the cheap enemies that can one-shot you if you're not paying attention. And so Elden Ring comes together now with George R. R. Martin from Game of Thrones. Huge fan of George's work. I love the HBO show. I love the books. And from what I understand, he wrote this the overarching story to Elden Ring, much like a dungeon master would for Dungeons and Dragons. If you ever play Dungeons and Dragons, you know how that works. And I'm just watching the reviews, and I love that there's this open world aspect of it, but it also has these, I believe they're called legendary dungeons, where they're basically a Souls game, a linear type Souls game inside an open world Souls game. So I cannot wait for that. It's like a game within a game within a game.
Nice. That's kind of like a game I've been playing called Destiny 2. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, okay.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
He sounds like me with deers.
A
like,
game
what the
within
hell?
a game within a game. That's but go ahead, keep going, Axel. My bad.
Yeah. Of course, I haven't gotten the controller in my hand. I don't know what it feels like. I'm not fortunate enough to do that, but I am watching reviews. I'm watching videos. I'm watching people play it, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And hey, we had a super chat question over here, real quick. Let's talk about how from RG Viper X.
Yeah, Viper. Yeah.
Yeah. He says, let's talk about how unoptimized From Software engine is, especially on Xbox and PC. Seems like they favor Sony a lot. Sure, I guess, but it won't matter because it's not the frame rate that's going to kill you. It's definitely not. It could very well be more optimized on Sony. Will you notice it or won't notice it? I guess that's up to every person. And their play style. Some people are more methodical like I am, and I like to kind of spread out my fights, where some people are action oriented button mashers and they might notice it a little more.
Well, on that real quick, I just want to say, when it comes to the optimization, what I saw from the numbers, there's only about a 10 frame difference between the PlayStation version and the Xbox version, and then when it comes down to it, both systems are fluctuating at least like 5 frames per second each, like up and down. So, I mean, it's just I have a feeling that it's just kind of like patches that are to come, and I think K Mega talked about the day one patch is supposed to fix all that anyway. So
no, I kind of disagree. There has never been a fully optimized From Software game. Their engine, for as phenomenal as it is and as good as it plays, it does have its hiccups when it gets busy.
Okay.
But I don't think it's so bad that it's going to deter from the gameplay. And man, Elden Ring, I just cannot wait. I don't know what kind of build I'm going to go for. I don't know what kind of weapons I'm going to go for. I love how it's being compared to The Legend of Zelda. So, open world games have gone through progressions of, oh, this one's the open world standard, and that one is the open world standard. Starting with a good old game called Shenmue on the Sega Dreamcast, right?
Forklift Simulator. I remember that game.
Yeah, it was the first open world game with AI and all that other good stuff. It laid the foundation down for a lot of open world games. Grand Theft Auto 3 took it even further. And it basically just kept growing from there and there. And then Nintendo put on a masterclass of rewarding exploration in an open world game with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, am I still here? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now, from what everybody's saying, Elden Ring builds on what Breath of the Wild did and just adds way more variety and way more rewarding things when you're exploring, when your curiosity is awarded. And I love that. And real quick, Are we allowed to talk about Horizon real quick so I can throw
Yeah,
my
yeah.
jab in?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. And just like Horizon Zero Dawn got Breath of the Wild a couple of years ago, it looks like it's getting Breath of the Wild again this time.
Yeah, yo, for real.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No offense, like it's a great game. I look forward to playing it one day, but um Elden Ring, I've been hyped for Elden Ring for a very long time. I can't believe it's coming out, and I'm glad it scored well. I am in for a treat, and hopefully my controller will stay together. I will keep it together. Just woosah, woosah.
Yeah. No slamming, no throwing, nothing like that. You just got to kind of breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Little meditation. But Axel, one thing I want to ask you. You brought up the reviews, and from what I've seen across the board, a lot of the reviewers absolutely love this game. Now, when I look at this, right? From Software, their games, Bloodborne, you got the Souls games. They never they never really struck me graphically, and I feel like today's community, today's gamers, at least like in the larger pool, like you look in the bigger communities, a lot of people, they point to graphics first and foremost. I mean the game, from what I've seen, looks good. All right, it looks good, but it I don't I don't see it as like one of the best looking games out there, and stuff. And then we're talking about, From Software, when it comes to like the frames and stuff like that. What do you think about these review scores? Do you think, like, because people are trying to say that From Software are now becoming like the darlings when it comes to reviews, like they're just guaranteed 90s even with issues, stuff like that. What do you think about, like, is it just about the gameplay? What's going on that these games are like scoring so high?
I can't talk about all games, but I can tell you why I believe Elden Ring scored so high. Um, I believe Elden Ring scored so high because it focused on, Miyakaze focuses on one thing over everything else, and that's gameplay. Gameplay is king. Encounters. He structures his encounters the way he structures the level design, in the previous games, the dungeons and everything. It's just done so well that it lends itself to the player. Like, you can get stuck, go around the corner, and suddenly figure it out in a Miyakaze game. Patience is rewarded. Button mashing is usually punished. Uh, and as always, gameplay plays king. And you add on top of that soundtracks play a large part of it. So aside from gameplay, in my opinion, everything else enhances it. When you have amazing sound design, it lends itself greatly to the game. I'm going to use Dark Souls 3. So in Dark Souls 3, a lot of the bosses' music was rhythmic with their attacks until it wasn't. It's almost like he trained you like a dog, like a Pavlov dog. Like, okay, when the music is hitting, like subliminally trained you. When the music hits these types of notes, that's when my attack opens. That's when my attack opens. And then he reversed it to where it hits on the offbeat. And that just lends itself to the difficulty and the satisfaction of figuring that out as a player.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yes.
there he is. There's K
Alright.
Mega. He is
Yeah,
here.
Man, you know what? If this was about 5 years ago, I would have just said, guys, I just can't get it to work. So I shut down the show. So. But again, it was pretty interesting that I was thinking that, like, you know what? All my answers will be just through the soundboard. I heard that. Then I heard what you said about when we was in the green room. So I owe you for that. You know what I'm saying? Fred is sick, so I won't sit here and take shots at his wife right now. But I will say this. I'll get you back by for what you said back there. I heard it all.
See, I don't focus on the past. I just look towards the future. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to make sure that my voice was that y'all can hear me. So. Sorry for interrupting though.
No. Good. Yeah. So music enhances the gameplay, and then graphics are the same thing. Graphics enhance the gameplay. Graphics are not the end all be all of a video game. You can have beautiful graphics in a trash game. Just pointing that out there. But it's very rarely that you can have a tight gameplay it's often, sorry, it's very often that you can have great gameplay with trash graphics, or not the prettiest of graphics, I should say. Um, everything should feed into the gameplay, and that's where Miyakaze is really focusing his game. And the level design, as always, is part of it. So he has this idea of every encounter matters, and then how do you enhance that encounter? How do you make it satisfactory for the player? Well, you make it difficult, and then you add certain music telltales, I guess, and the graphics are great for what they are. And I mean, I don't know if you ever saw. Did anybody here play Sekiro?
Yes,
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I know Predator did.
Dude, the later levels in Sekiro were gorgeous. It's crazy how beautiful those levels were.
Yeah.
I mean, the beginning level was okay and all, but the later levels were just they took your breath away. So I think that's what the trailers do. They only show the gritty levels, but even Dark Souls has beautiful vistas everywhere if you stop to look. Unless you're in Blighttown, there's no beautiful vista in Blighttown.
All right, brother. All right. Well,
no, I don't think graphics are the end all be all. And these people that are all like, oh, graphics this and graphics that, and oh, peach fuzz hair here, fuzz hair there, and that.
She has a beard. Yeah.
It's great that it's there. It's fantastic that we've reached that level of video gaming where we can do that. I mean, I think I'm lucky to be experiencing that, considering where we started, where I started gaming. I love seeing it, but it's not the end all be all. Gameplay is king. Will always be king.
Dude, my first game that I ever played was Frogger on the Atari. So I definitely came long road to see games we're seeing today. I mean it's absolutely
I feel
insane.
bad for you.
I played Frogger, but then I played Pitfall after Frogger, and dude, they had to pull me away from the Atari because Pitfall was my joint, and I absolutely love that game. But let's see.
So you rolled up? Did you roll up Pitfall?
Yeah, that was my. I love playing that game.
No. But you rolled it up like a joint.
No. No, oh my goodness! Here we go. Drug references, people. Here we go. We're starting,
I love it.
And it's a special guest that's kicking it off. Can you believe it? But let's get to Predator here now. Pred, you played Sekiro, right? Are you hyped for Elden Ring? What's going on, bro?
I actually am. I'm actually interested in the game. I'm actually downloading it right now, preloading it, whatever you want to call it. I know I'm going to be frustrated with it if it's anything like Sekiro. But yeah, I mean, I'm hyped for it. I mean, I think, from what I've seen, the review scores and the gameplay I've seen, it's definitely going to be an interesting game. But are you going to see gameplay footage from me? No.
No,
I'm going to be dying.
Dude, you gotta give the viewers what they want, and they want that gameplay from you, bro.
Yeah, I'll chop it up and put, I'll chop it up and put some good scenes in there. But yeah, y'all ain't gonna see me die 1,000 fucking times like I do. Because I actually recorded gameplay for Sekiro. We've never seen it on here, but man, it was so bad. Fuck, god damn it, what the fuck? I was so pissed at that game. And I'm not a Souls fan at all. So I mean, which is kind of me stepping out of my realm of gaming, but. I've been interested. I like George R.R. Martin, Game of Thrones, with the books, everything like that. I might get the game because of him, but I need something different to play because I'm tired of playing nothing but shooters lately. So I'm gonna cop it and pick it up. We'll see how far I get in it. Holler at me in like a month. You know me, if I like it, I'll fucking no life.
I was gonna say, like, if I see, are you picking it up for PC, Xbox, or?
Yeah, I got it on PC.
PC, damn. So I won't see you. If I see you on my friends list playing a game, then I know that you're just gonna be there constantly with that game until
for at least about a week. I'll be done in a week.
But
and plus it comes out tomorrow, and if I'm sick, I'm probably gonna be able to do shit tomorrow. But so I'll get a lot of playtime in this weekend, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes, man. If I get in there and I got this, I like it, then I'll probably be done by Monday. So,
Just to let you
But
know, Axel expects 100 hours of gameplay from you, bro. From that
we'll
game,
see about that.
100
It'd be
hours.
100 hours to be on the first 3 levels and get killed all the fucking time.
From the reviewers, what I've heard, I think the quickest one playthrough so far in the first try has been like 56 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
man.
I heard somebody say you're gonna put at least 90 to 120 hours in this game, just trying to do everything. So we'll see what happens. Like,
I love
yeah, man, I don't mind games like that. I don't mind grinding games like that and playing them that long. Like, I mean, you guys see me play Assassin's Creed. I'll beat that shit in like 5 days. But um, this game is a little bit more difficult since it's the difficulty is a little higher. So it's like it's more of a frustrating thing. With Sekiro, like it even took me a while to beat that. I still didn't fucking 100% it, but I just want to finish it. You know what I'm saying? There's games you just want to beat. There's games you want to master. And I was like, I just want to finish this game and be done with it. So I have a feeling Elden Ring's gonna be the same way. And isn't this multiplayer too?
Yes, it's co-op.
Yeah, it's
It's got a
co-op.
co-op
So
component. Yeah.
Oh,
I almost
nice.
feel bad I didn't pick it up on Xbox, but so saw my friends play. But I mean, I'll have fun with it. We'll see how it goes, and if by Sunday I decide to break my controller, then you probably know I'll never go back to it again. So
and just for the PlayStation extremists out there, a co-op game means it is a game where you can play and one of your
Oh,
friends
dang.
can jump in with you and play the same game, the story together. Okay, I just want to let you know that because you guys champion The Last of Us and God of War and stuff like that. And these are games with no co-op. So if you didn't know what co-op was, hopefully that was a good explanation for you. But
Hey, can I play the PlayStation gamer here and give you the reply?
yeah, what's the reply?
It would be like, oh wow, look, it's the land of make believe.
Oh wow.
That doesn't exist. No, yeah.
That's
But
so funny because that's always like a line I use on my brother because he plays on PlayStation, I play on Xbox, and I'm like, at least we got co-op games. Just like schoolyard, like when
oh
we were
yeah,
kids.
oh yeah.
Oh,
I
AAA co-op games, by the way.
oh triple A. But well, yo, Crispy, dude, I gotta ask you, man. When it comes to this game, it is like I said, it's the flavor of the week. Everybody's been talking about it. Of course, they're talking, scores and stuff as well, which I don't necessarily get into. But is this a game that's on your radar, bro?
Not at all.
Not at all.
From Software refuses to give any type of difficulty, especially when you go into co-op. My God, people are gonna be like godlike, and then you're gonna be sitting there like, "What am I trying to do here?" You know what I mean? Like, and the co-op, a lot of people don't realize it's like in certain parts of the game. Because this game is open world. I've watched enough of it. It's not my jam. It's really simple, okay? You don't fully complete the game unless you play it at the difficulty they specify. This is what Xbox has done for years. Like, dude, like you can't get all the achievements unless you play on insane on Gears, okay? You can't get them all. You have to play the entire campaign on insane, which is actually a pain in the ass.
They
Just
stole
telling you.
that from Halo with Lasso. Legendary all skulls on.
There you go. Okay. So you think about that for a second and you say, okay, I understand that people are like, no, this game has to be played this way. I get it. Totally. But you think about it also this way. You have 3 selections. You have beginner, normal, and expert. Okay. And then the expert is taking those people that think they're the greatest in the world and actually putting them feeling like they're normal. Okay. Which will actually help the game because they're already used to it. All right. Then you take the beginner, somebody like me who says, I don't know about this game, but I could go to normal at some point, I think. And I keep trying and I keep doing, and beginner for other games might be normal. You know what I'm saying? So this is the point I try to make. Like, there's no reason to not have some type of etiquette to say, my God, our extreme players that absolutely love the game don't feel challenged anymore, which has happened. I've seen it. Okay. I know people that completely destroy Souls games, all of them. Anything from Software, absolutely destroy them. And it takes them a minimal of time. I've seen people beat games in record time. And these games, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good with that. But at the same time, you're alienating, especially with the scores they have right now. Okay. Which I feel like it's pretty obvious that most of these people are exactly what that game needs. You know what I'm saying? Not taking anything away from Software, but it's more or less like, this is the person we need to have on this game because I don't want to play it. You understand what I'm saying?
So basically, like, Souls people are reviewing a Souls-like game, is what you're saying.
That's what I see, especially with the scores right now. That's what I see, and I see it because at the end of the day, it is a multiplat, and if you look at it, and to be honest, the story is actually not bad, but that plays into the PlayStation crowd. But also, you have that co-op element that's not quite out yet, but it's like something that like the Xbox crowd's like, oh, okay, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody, talks, oh, you can't play a Souls game because there hasn't been one out in years. Even though I've seen many Xbox people completely destroy Sekiro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those asinine thought processes that I'm like, at the end of the day, if you want everybody to experience it, I mean, at least put 2 tiers. You know what I mean? But you start the game, you play it, and that's the way it is, or you have an expert or a beginner. And it's not
Crispy,
that hard,
Crispy,
man.
what you're talking about is a very hot topic when these types of games come out. People are like, there are people in the camp of, oh, this is what the developer kind of like imagined for the game, and don't ask them to kind of water it down, make it lighter.
I'll give you. I will kind of counteract that, and not saying you, but the people that say that. I haven't seen a lot of these Souls players beat Doom Eternal on the hardest difficulty.
Ooh,
just haven't seen it.
That'd be
and
crucial,
that, I'll tell you right now, I've seen a lot of Halo players beat Doom Eternal on the hardest difficulty. I have not seen a lot of Souls players. And you know what? If you're that good at gaming, by all means, because I ain't touching it. I actually like to enjoy my games. I don't want to crush my controller between my hands. You understand what I'm saying? So when I get to that point, I remember the days when I didn't have saves, and this roguelite and all this other bullshit that has come out lately. Well, guess what? I experienced that when I was a kid because I couldn't save the damn game. So I had to play 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 hours and try to beat these one part of this level. And if I shut my damn freaking console down, I would not be able to start there again. I would have to start all the way over. So I challenge y'all, like, you think you're great, like, play a game through and do not save at all. And I guarantee, especially even these smaller games, these older games, you would look at it and be like, nah, I'm good with that. So now you look at a From Soft game and you say, okay, all I want, because that's not necessarily the case. All I want is a lower, like, let's say you're getting your butt handed to you and you're not normal. You could drop down to beginner, still enjoy the game, and not try to crush your controller in the process. That's all I'm asking, because I do want to play it, but I know what's going to happen.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
Crispy, let's open that up to the rest of the panel real quick, because again, this has been a hot topic. What anybody can chime in on this. Like, what do you guys think about Crispy here? Stating that there should be a mode that you can drop down to if this is too hard or whatnot. I feel like this is the way they're making the game. If they feel like they're going to cater to that audience, that demographic, and they're happy with it, I mean, I have no problem with them, keeping the difficulty the way it is or whatnot. But panel, what do you guys think about what Crispy is saying here about an easier mode as opposed to just that one difficulty?
I'll say this because it upsets me that games like I think he just mentioned Gears has a mode where you can't get all if you're trying to like you're a completionist and you're trying to play I don't know, like you're trying to get that 100% of those platinums or whatever when you're playing on PlayStation, but like if that's locked behind the highest difficulty, that's kind of fucked up to me. Like I'll never be able to 100% Halo because I don't play the way you guys play.
Oh, I don't play the legendary all skulls on. I don't complete
Yeah.
that either, bro.
Yeah, and the thing is, I would have completed. I would have probably 100% Halo had it not been for that. And then, but like, if that's the case, allow me to come back and then play it on a lower level just to finish my achievements. I play it on, on regular, but like, there's usually an achievement for normal, legendary, and then fucking God mode, which is not, like I don't want to play the game 3 times to get all that shit. Like, give me the option to do it once. So for a completionist, if they're gonna lock that stuff behind difficulties, then at least have an option where I can just at least finish the game, on an easier level. So maybe some people are just interested in the story. Like my kids might play like this. Let's say they play Sekiro or fucking Elden Ring. Maybe they just want to play for the story. Maybe they just want to see what the game's about, And if the game's so hard, what ends up happening is people will like get frustrated and they throw the controller down and they never pick it up again. So, and I even think like doesn't Witcher have a mode like that? Witcher's a long ass game too, but like I think Witcher has a pretty easy like a story mode or something like that. Where you can kind of play the story.
I say K Meg is our Witcher expert over here, so you gotta ask him that.
I mean, I try to play on just the normal mode when I play everything. I don't sit here and go to fucking easy mode and stuff like that either. But I'm never gonna go back and play a game. You know me, I don't play games twice. Most of the time. But if I did, I wouldn't go back there and put it on the hardest difficulty just to get fucking achievements. Like if I go back and play Halo again because I'm missing some skulls, I'm just gonna go back to the easy mode just so I get the skulls and be done with it. But like, I have like 9 or 12 or some shit like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna go through this on normal. Like I'm just really just trying to get the damn skulls, But like, or I'm damn sure not gonna go back on fucking legendary or what's the heroic? Is it the highest mode?
Legendary is the highest mode. Heroic is the one below that, then normal, and then easy.
I'm not gonna go back and put it on a harder mode, to get the achievements and finish up stuff that I didn't finish before. Like that's now stupid to me. So I don't have a problem with them saying, "Hey, let's lower the difficulty for people who just want to play the game." Or there's other ways you can do it too. Like, okay, this boss is kicking your ass. Let's make this boss a little bit, like scale it down. Just that boss. If you see this person can't get past that boss, scale that boss down. And then once that boss is completed, you can scale the world back up to what it was before. I think I've seen the game do that before. Was it Ninja Gaiden that did that?
No, Ninja Gaiden did not do that. Like what you're talking about. I gotta say, man, and the rest of the panel again, K Mega, Axel, feel free to chime in. But I gotta say, man, there are a bunch of entitled gamers out there. It's like, oh, I need an easier mode for this. It wasn't like that when I was growing up. And when you play Battletoads, if you were getting your ass handed to you, were getting your ass handed to you until you got it.
You figured it out, yeah.
Yeah, you memorized the pattern or something like that. But it would be, well, no, this is too hard, and it's like, well, dude. You either do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, I think with a Souls game, I mean that's their niche. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why, like that's their mode, that the hard mode. That's the way it's supposed to be for those games. So I'd almost feel bad if they kind of went back. Who will make it easy? Okay, here's what you do. Just patch it in like a year later. You know what I'm saying? Like, give people the opportunity to beat it, and then like people who are like, "Oh, I ain't playing this shit." Like they'll patch a easier game mode in later, maybe to kind of get people who bought the game to decide, "Fuck it, I ain't playing it no more," to come back to it. But there's ways to do it. But I think with a Souls game, I think that's just their pocket. They want it hard for a reason. What I did with Sekiro though, when I found out what that game was like, me, you know me, I'm just trying to go straight to the level I need to fucking get to, kill everybody, and then go on to the next level. But I found that when I explore a little bit more, and, you know, do more killing, you know, I was able to level up my character to the point where I could beat the later people. So, and that's probably how you're supposed to play Elden Ring. You know, like don't just go straight to the bosses. Like explore a little bit, collect some stuff.
You gotta
build your
farm. You gotta
character up.
farm those
Yeah, you gotta farm.
guys, man.
And then once you get your character built up, you go and you know, you can make things a little bit easier for you when you beat that next boss. But
Yo, Cred, I gotta say, I'm a little concerned with your like do a little killing, like the way you said killing. I'm like, oh damn.
do a little killing.
Yeah, like,
do a little killing. Little stabbing. Little poking
stabby
here.
stab. Yeah.
Little pop pop. Pop, pop.
Yo, K-Mega, what do you think about the whole thing about the game modes? Now, I see Axel in the chat, and he's saying that the creator of the series, that's kind of not his idea when it comes to games like this, and I kind of agree with him on that. But what do you think about the whole debate on putting an easier mode on these games for people, man?
Well, I mean, it's I don't know. There's a genre for everybody, and that's, to me, is where I'm on the fence on for both ways. Because for me, I look at it, I understand. Because for me, I wouldn't mind wanting to try to jump in and play those type of games. And if they had and for me, this would be one of those games I'm like, oh, you know what? This is not on the level for me. So therefore, let me go ahead and play on a normal, so, or even if it's still really hard on normal, then I'd play it on the easy mode, which
Yo, Mega, you never play anything on easy mode. What are you
No,
talking about, bro?
I don't. So but I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know. But like I said, I would give it a consideration, because I would want to try to know about this lore, everything like that, if the game is just too complicated. But again, it's not like that. And for me, I can't sit here and co-sign for people wanting that game to have those modes, because every genre is for every for each gamer. Like, okay, I get it. Like Halo has theirs, Gears has theirs, Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War. There's all different types of modes, so people can jump in with ease. But see, the thing is like when people come in and they make their reviews, you can tell after you beat the game, and you beat the game at a higher difficulty than that reviewer, then you kind of look at them like, you know what? And especially if they gave the game a bad review, the way that so all you did was just go through a story mode. It wasn't the type of story that you liked, and you crapped on it in a review. If you played the game on a normal or a hard or whatever the hardest difficulty is, and you went through the pain and misery of the game and understood what the default setting was for that character, for whatever the game, for however the developers wanted to make that game, then I think that they would have a better respect for that. Not saying that all reviewers go and play games on easy, but that's the thing to me that got me interested in Elden Ring, is because, look, I've tried the Dark Souls 2. I tried Dark Souls 3. I bought Dark Souls 3 twice. Couldn't get into it. Game is absolutely just, it's not for me. Those games are just not for me, right?
What is it? Is it like the pacing on it, or what?
The controls has always been the problem for me. See, okay. I never had a problem with a game being difficult, right? For me, it was I was never upset about the game being difficult. I guess I'm from Xbox.
I say, are you playing a game? It sounded like you're drifting a little there, bro.
I was drifting because I was playing the game, but I wasn't playing at this point. I just seen that Xbox sent me a message, and it was saying, starting 3/1/22 party chat, looking for groups, and game invites will no longer be available on Xbox console companion app on Windows devices. Oh, okay. Oh, that's going to be weird, because that's usually how I use that all the time. Okay, so they're doing a different type of Windows logo. I know that's not the topic, but this is just breaking news to people out there right now. So all right, so it's something that they want you to download right now. But anyway, so for me, it's like, look, I get it. It's not a game for me, but it's for millions and millions of other gamers out there. And so like so I'm like, all right, cool. That's just something I just can't get into, blah, blah, blah. But this thing about Elden Ring that has me intrigued. And you know me, bot.
When it's got your attention,
it's got my attention.
You're gonna
and
end
you
up
know what?
It.
They gave me the one thing that I was not expecting this game to do was to give me an open world. You know how I'm a sucker for open world games. A lot of people.
Ubisoft loves you, by the way. They really do.
Oh man, I got so many Ubisoft games. Like I love their. Man, give me an open world any day of the week. But I sit here and I had people hit me up, tell me so shady, and others like, man, look at this, look at the review. And I'm not a guy that looks at reviews and stuff like that anymore. But I checked out about maybe 6 reviews, and they all said the same thing. And I'm like, wait a minute, come on. I'm not caring about the score because, that'd be to everybody. But it is one of those things to me. Is like, hold on, wait a minute. I could go somewhere, go fight these underlings, and come back and go fight this big bad son of a bitch. And then I come back, I can beat it. And so I'm looking at the controls, I'm looking at everything. I'm like, that's the power of, open world games. That's why I love open world games so much, because I may try to go fight a boss when I know that I ain't supposed to, try a couple about that 5, 10, 15 times, get my ass whooped, run back. I'm like, I'm coming back for you. And then I'll be gone for about 100 hours, but I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna just overpower them, maybe just one hit them, just because I just like being devious like that. So if you can do stuff like that, which every review that I've heard say that you can do that, and then I also seen people that said this is more accessible for people who's always been interested into the game, but always was like, nah, this is just it's just too much. Like it's just crazy. Like, this might be the one to get you to get you involved into this universe.
Mm.
So I succumbed to the throat needle, and I went ahead and I got it last night.
Oh, so, shoot! That was the whole build up there, people.
Yeah.
That was the whole build up to say
so
he picked it up last night.
So I picked it up last night, but I will say this because I'm in this kind of different mode, mindset now. But this is it. If this one doesn't doesn't do it, doesn't break the ice for me, then I'll never buy another one. I don't care if they do make a easy, easier, if they do modes and things like that. This is it. This is it. Because you're giving me one of my favorite things in a game, which is an open world. But now you making it more accessible for people like me that's only been critical of the game because of the movements. Like the game just seems so stiff, but it seems like this game feels a lot better. It looks like these people got enough movability. You're not being tainted by too much of the of your not adrenaline, but your stamina, things like that. It looks like they're a little bit more lenient with those things. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna try this one out. And then, it's just like Fred said, if it's everything like people are saying it is, then I will no life it. The problem is that I'm just nervous because I'm like, man, I sit here and spent top dollar for this game, and here we go. When there's other games that's right around the corner that I'm looking for, which is the Final Fantasy game that's coming out here the beginning of this coming up month. You got Shadow Warriors 3. There's still Dying Light 2 that I wanna try out. And then there's a couple of other games. There's Felix 2 and stuff like that. I all want to try to get my hands on those games if I can. But I said, but I went out of budget and went ahead and got this game. And so I went ahead and got the deluxe. So I was like, fuck it, let's just go ahead and just risk it all, see how good this is. And so that's where I'm at. So I don't think that people should be mad about this game not changing its approach when it comes to the difficulty settings. If the game is more accessible for a lot of gamers, then maybe this will be the one that everybody will say, okay, just keep this recipe, don't change it. and just keep bringing out more of this type of game.
It's live now on Steam, by the way.
Yo,
It's
Dreadpool.
It's live now on Steam.
Oh, it's live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it on Xbox. So
Dreadpool said it's all about FOMO and knowing what's not for you. And I think Dread, I think that's what K Mega's saying. Like he's giving this one a shot. And I think
one more shot.
I think you made Axel really proud tonight, by the way, man. With saying like
Why's that?
I'm gonna try this one out. You know what I'm saying? The other ones haven't really clicked with me, but this one I'm gonna try out and see.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be streaming it, right, bro?
You know what? I was thinking about doing that. I did. I thought about it. I'm like, look, I know how I play. In Dark Souls 3, I get there, I beat that one creature that spins around and stuff, and then I get to that first night, and I couldn't beat him. And I played it for I went back and fought him like 3 days in a row for about 2 or 3 hours, and I just couldn't beat him. And I was like, I'm done. That's it. And I uninstalled it from my PC, and I damn sure uninstalled it from Xbox One back then. So I was like, I'm done. But so this one, I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll go ahead and I'll stream it, let people see me die many times, and I'll let people know I'm done. If it's just not what if it's back to the old same recipe of what the other Dark Soul games were.
All right.
You're gonna be in for the shock of your life. People are saying that this one is the hardest Dark Souls game there is, but it's also, as you said, the most accessible because you can run away from a boss fight, level up, and come back.
Right. And that to me, that's what intrigues me, because I'm like, okay, that's the beauty of an open world, element. And to Fred's point here, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry, but I do enjoy in Sekiro, and I do like Bloodborne, because those games both have really good maneuverability. Not as good as Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden is like for one of those hard type of games. It flows just so well. But Sekiro moves good enough, and moves really good. Bloodborne moves good enough. So if it's a tweener, like where it blends the movements of Sekiro and Bloodborne into the game, then I think I'm going to be excited for it. I don't mind fighting hard creatures and getting my ass kicked and learning the system of how the creature fights. I just want to have the maneuverability and not feel like the game is cheating me, because it wants me to die so much. That is where, and I'm thinking that because this is an open world, they kind of they don't want people to be stuck on just one creature for however long. They kind of want you to, okay, move on. We got a big ass open world. We got a lot of story to tell. So it might be a little bit easier from that aspect.
All right.
Yeah.
I got you.
I am not for an easy mode on Souls games. I feel that it goes against the type of game that the creator Miyazaki wants to have. He wants every encounter to matter, and I don't know how you do that when you lower the difficulty and you can just not die or easily kill someone. Then the encounter didn't matter. So I believe that it goes against what he wants.
The build up and the success of that could actually counteract what you're saying.
I don't understand what you mean.
Yeah.
So the build up to the battle and the success of you winning could actually counteract what you're saying.
That's literally every battle.
No. So let's say somebody like me is like, okay, I want to try this game. Hey, have a good first boss battle. Okay, really, cheese it. Especially in this Elden Ring, I see a lot of people saying I cheesed it, so I ran away and came back. Okay, do that. All right, but then gets to a point in time where you think you're better, and you want to do the right way instead of cheesing it, and you can't do that because maybe the AI is actually that good. And it realizes that, you're not going to cheese and you're going to try to fight them because you're a higher level and everything else. It's one of those things. artificial intelligence at this point is so good, and I feel like because FromSoft has been so successful over these years, a lot of people are probably ignoring the fact that they've made the AI very good. And it's one of those things where I go and say, okay, I will stand on my square, because at the end of the day, if somebody's better than me at a peer-to-peer game, a game that you play against another person, all right, and they're not cheating, by the way, which is just egregious at this point. Like it's crazy how many people are cheating. But you play the game straight up, and you win or lose. Generally, for me, and I know I may not be like some a-hole, I'll be like, dude, you whoop my ass. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing you can't tell the AI that you whooped their ass. All you're gonna do is sit there and crush that controller and be like, fuck no, this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Or how did this happen? Or how is it 30 times that I've tried to kill you and I've learned all of your movements and you still killed me? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, maybe, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, this is the easy mode for them. Well, why not just put it there? If you're going to cheese the game, you're going to run away, come back, run away, come back. I've done that with many games back in the day. Haven't done that recently, to be honest. Because generally, if I'm going to boot up a game, I'm going to be playing somebody else that's an actual human being. And that's where I go and say, a lot of people sit there and be like, oh, get good. Well, I say that to people that hate Gears all the time. Get good, bro. Okay? People say that about so many other games.
You can't compare PvP to
Crispy, the multiplayer guy. I mean, he plays single player, but he's definitely. But Crispy, one thing I will say, it kind of goes both ways. I know you're talking about the whole cheese.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But with that, even if it's a cheese, even if you're running in there and you're getting your ass whooped, and then you decide you're going to run out and farm like the lesser guys around the area and come back when you're stronger, I think what the creator of the game, and I'm trying to get into his head here when it comes down to it, and maybe think the way I would think if I was making a game like this. Every encounter is memorable, though. Even if you are cheesing, you are remembering that night. You are remembering that monster.
I'm not. Kind of like, that's my point.
Yeah,
I'm not.
No, I got.
I'm not. No, I'm the type of person that if I can't beat it at least the normal difficulty, there's a problem. There's a problem with the game. All right, how it was built, whatever way, shape, or form, and that normal difficulty is not normal on FromSoft games, and they've done this for their entire existence. I understand it. I get it. I played those games back in the day. I don't have the freaking patience anymore. If I'm not talking to somebody else and at least like having a conversation, I generally will not push through a game. Okay? Really? I will RPG elements are RPG elements. See, like I can literally opposite. I can go and do this side quest and this side quest and pick up this one weapon, and I will destroy the next 10 hours in an RPG game. Okay. And I will absolutely destroy. I will upgrade that one weapon and I will destroy it. But then there gets a point in time where they're like, okay, you have hit this wall and you can't go past it unless you go all the way back. We're talking 10 hours back. Okay. And you go all the way back and you have encounters again. And you do all of that shit over again. And you get shit weapons. And then you get to this one part that you missed at the beginning. And you go and say, oh shit, this is where I should have fucking started. And just try to cheese through that. It's one of those things where it's like, just give me the difficulty. Like, just be like, you know what? I'll go on easy. I'll beat it with the weapon. It might be downgraded or whatever. I'll beat it with the weapon. It'll work because the AI is less involved in some way, shape, or form. And then I'll move on from it. And then I'll boost the AI back up. And it's like, I've seen this through so many games, especially RPGs, that I could do this on the fly whenever I want. And it's like, everybody says like Elden Ring is an RPG. And I'm like, dude, I'm totally into RPGs, but This is not the RPG. I don't want to sit there and run or jump on a horse and just run and then come back and run and come back. And no, that's not entertaining to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I mean that when it comes down to it, so many different genres in the gaming industry and stuff. Not
It's not a different genre though, bro. Like, dude, Tenchu,
hold on,
Ninja Gaiden, like, come on,
It is its own genre.
There's so
It
many,
is its
there's
own
so many
genre.
games that were not like this.
They carved
It is its
out.
own genre.
They literally carved out their own genre to the point where it's a Souls
They carved
game.
out their own genre because they stuck with what we used to play. That's what people don't understand.
Tenchu, if I remember correctly, you can pick a difficulty in Tenchu.
You can.
Tenchu, Wrath of Heaven, you couldn't.
Oh,
it's its own genre, man. Because remember when every game, going back, remember when every game was called a Doom clone?
I remember that.
It carved out its own genre, man.
Out of what
games? These games are called Souls games.
Yeah. But check this out real quick. Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. Thank you, brother. And this message is for K Mega. He says, K Mega, Madden 22 is good, and it's not because it's free. Sir X-Man, technically it's not free because you're paying a subscription. I'm just saying.
Man 22 is good. It's not the
good.
Best man of all time, but it's good.
With those 2019 stuff, like, dude, like, come on, dude. Madden
Come
22
on,
is trash, bro. Trash.
I mean, I disagree.
What did you start, Sir X-Man?
No, he didn't. I mean,
no, it's absolute trash, dude. Dude. They literally took 2020 and put it to now, and that's all they did. Just like they did 5-6 years before, dude. Like, bro, literally, they have graphics.
It's not. I buy Madden every year. I know better, and so again,
and you know what?
I've never heard those two. I've never heard those two statements said at the same time. I buy Madden every year, and I know better. Like I don't usually. I usually hear the opposite. Why am I doing
it? And I know better. Like I know better. Like he talked about stuff like the game is still the same 5 years ago. No, it's not. But I got you. Is it the best Madden? No, it's not. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad football game at all.
No. All right, guys. Check this out. We gotta get to another topic. We've been through one topic so far. All right. So let's talk about Horizon Forbidden West, because the reviews came out, and there were certain extremists out there that got upset about the reviews, even though they were generally good. But once the game gets into the gamers' hands, we have this thing called social media now. When it comes down to it, people are sharing things about the new game. That flavor of the week, the new game that came out. And when it comes to Horizon, I did see a lot of cool gameplay and stuff. So shout out to the people that do share this stuff as well, because it is cool to see people getting excited about games, sharing their experiences, and not just constantly fighting this fictitious war over plastic boxes or whatnot. But one thing I will say that I saw.
You started talking about Horizon,
and we are It's like our buddy. I'm gonna just say Yoshida because of Supersonic. Yeah, he heard it and he's just like, "Yo, cut it off." But I've noticed bugs, glitches. One of my favorite ones was Aloy was basically standing in place and her feet were moving like a maniac, like she was doing some type of weird dance from like the waist down, just going nuts.
It's
like
a maniac.
Stomping. Yeah, maniac on the floor. Yeah, pretty much. I could listen. I could hear that song when that was going on. And again, bugs, they can be funny and stuff. But one of the things that was concerning me was there was a few kind of like tweets out there. Yeah, again, these are gamers that spent their money on this game. All right, where there were issues with the game where it crashed and it wouldn't reboot. Like they had to reset their system. And then with resetting your system, when it comes to PlayStation, cloud saves are not free. You have to have a subscription to PlayStation Plus in order to have cloud saves. And I saw people tweeting out that they had to kind of like factory reset their system, and they lost all the saves that they had for the game because they didn't have PlayStation Plus. And then I also saw where there was performance issues, and Aloy was kind of moving at like I'll say 1 frame per 3 seconds, and stuff like that. But there seem to be a lot of issues, and I want to ask you guys: do you guys think like Forbidden West is broken? From everything that I saw, and I don't understand why. I don't know if the media would come out and say if it's unless it's a really really big deal, like they got caught out with it. I don't understand why there's nothing about this when I've seen so many um posts about this game crashing the system, factory resets, stuff like that. I don't know, Predator, what do you think, man? Have you seen what I saw on social media, and
Yeah, I've seen it.
could this game be broken?
Yeah, I mean, I'm that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think it's people nitpicking at little simple things to kind of for fanboy wars. I think the game's just broken. Um, and I mean, it patched and fixed at some point, but like this is something that most people aren't talking about. And typically, if this was an Xbox game, again, I'm not trying to fanboy way here, but that would have been a markdown. That have been something that was talked about, and they'd have chastised it for, well, this happened and that happened. And it's like that those bugs were never discussed in the reviews that I've seen of that game. So,
dude, have you checked out the reviews to this game? I haven't been able to. My my apologies.
I think
guys.
it's like sitting at an 88 Metacritic.
Yeah, but has anybody said
it dropped to 87?
Has anybody said anything about performance issues or anything like that you know?
I've not read them. I just I've read like 2 reviews of it. Okay. But I've not. They didn't discuss it when I saw the 2 that I saw. They weren't talking about the performance. I mean, they obviously gave it good scores, but like be consistent. If you're gonna knock down, games for not having to using too much B button and shit like that, you should be, you should be hitting up these sides too. Like say this game has performance issues because they pulled Cyberpunk off of fucking PlayStation for its performance issues. They would never do this with this game, but we've seen games. What game was it that we talked about last week? The shooter that came out from Xbox and how fucked up it was. Crossfire, yeah. And people trash that game because of performance issues, and then they don't say anything about this game. Now I don't know how bad it is for each and every individual person. Is it like pockets of this guy got this issue, but if it's like a thing where it's like everybody's having the same problem, but if it's out there and it's something in the wild, it's kind of vast, then that needs to be discussed. I mean, they should have. People should be trashing this game, but because it's a Sony game, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's great, everything's fine. Just reset your console.
I will put
start
it out
over
there.
again."
I will put it out there. Like graphically, it's one of the prettiest games out there right now.
Yeah, it looks good, but I mean, if you can't play it, then what's the fucking point?
For real, and again, with the way that Sony has decided to do things with cloud saves and stuff like that, people are. I've seen people losing hours and hours of gameplay. Yeah. I would be incredibly pissed off, man, if I had dedicated myself, got into that game and got so far and stuff like that, and then a performance bug or glitch had me have to factory reset and have no my saves are gone now. I had to start from the beginning. I'd be incredibly pissed off, man.
Yeah, because I remember when Gears came out, it had some bugs. And Crispy might tell me shut the fuck up, but there were a couple of bugs in the game. I had to backtrack. I remember I got stuck on a wall and I had to go back to a previous save.
Especially when you played co-op, there's a major issue with co-op.
Yeah. I'd have to backtrack and go back a couple of hours, and there was, but that game got trashed for that too. And I'm not hearing anybody talk about this game with that. I mean, some hardcore people will, like the people who are kind of neutral. They'll come out, but like, this game's fucked up. But like in the media, no, I'm not hearing anything at all. But
It's
you know how it
so
goes.
weird. It's so weird. With so many examples out there, you would figure that some of the reviewers, you know what I'm saying, they would have these issues and such. And I don't know. Again, I haven't checked out the reviews. Shout out to Albert G who is in the chat. What is up, man? Yo, Albert, where's the best place to play Dying Light 2? Can you put that in the chat? I just wanna see what you say on that one. Yo, K Mega, what do you think about this? I am like, if I had to bet money, I would bet money that you saw all this stuff on social media, man. Like,
Yeah.
What do you think? Is there an issue here that people are trying to like? Oh, it's normal. Games released with bugs and glitches now. It's just normal. Like, that's what I've heard from people. That's what I've seen from people. I'm like, really? This is interesting, man.
Two factors. One, a lot of people don't play a lot of games that they cap for. Two, there's a lot of hypocrites in the gaming space. I mean, I've said this a million times. It's real funny. I've seen this meme, which was perfect, which was a quote from the new Doctor Strange movie when Wanda was making a point, or Scarlet Witch made the point of saying, look, talking to Doctor Strange, saying, look, you do things, people get hurt or killed, and it's good. I do things, and people look at me, and people die from it, and it's bad. Like, that doesn't seem fair. It's the same time. It doesn't seem fair. So this is the reality. Mostly, if not all, open world games have some kind of bugs and glitches. I'm pretty sure when I try to go through Elden Ring later on tonight or tomorrow, it's going to have glitches. As great as Cyberpunk is, even the first time, it was ridiculous. It was broken for some people.
Yo, K-Mega, hold on 1 second. One second, real quick. Yeah. Albert, we didn't really have to say anything about Halo Infinite because you and a bunch of other like extremists out there went on a tirade when it came to Halo Infinite, but now you guys are absolutely quiet when it comes to Forbidden West. We didn't have to say anything because you guys are constantly saying stuff anyway. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead, K-Mega.
Well, that was one of the points that I was going to make. I mean, I didn't see what Albert said, but I was going to say Halo had its issues going into the open worlds, and look at the situation. This is what's the biggest problem about reviewing, and that's why I didn't mention anything about Elden Ring's score, even though that score is ridiculously high. A lot of people said, gave it a score, but talked about how great it was. It was just, it was beautiful. This story was fantastic, blah, 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 right? But they rarely didn't give the reason why they gave this game a lower score than its previous game. And
that is weird. They said it's better. It's better in every aspect than the previous.
It's better in every aspect, except there was a lot of bugs, a lot of popping, and a lot of this. But you know what? They were over here going to cap for it because they thought Sony was going to already have a day one patch for the game, and so therefore they could still keep that 89 or whatever the case may be. But obviously, there's not a patch for it yet. And so a lot of people are just exposed to the realities of what big open world games are, which goes to my point of saying there's a lot of people that don't be playing the game. They're playing a lot of games because they must not be playing big open world games like that to know that, oh, these bugs happen. Now, the pop in and things like that, to the extent of what I've seen, they look crazy. But it is what it is. If you're enjoying the game, you're going to play through it. And that's the biggest point about this, is that people are going to talk well or not talk about the big problems about the games that they enjoy, but if games that they don't care about playing, or they'll just play to try to make a narrative to make one of their other games that they cap for to look bigger and better, they're going to knock it down. They're going to dog it from top to bottom. They'll show every bad thing that they possibly can, from whatever a reviewer says to any little bit from somebody will play, and then they'll see their very first bug. And see, that's the thing to me, is where every time that I see, let's say Persona, he showed no bugs. He's showing great gameplay. He's having a blast, that this game is the most amazing thing ever. And then you get the excuses. Don't take these bugs away. Those are so fun. Those are so great. But then when they talk about Halo, oh man, this is atrocious. How many years this game was baked in the oven? Blah 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 blah. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. People are gonna support what they like. That's just the bias of just being a human being. But it is clear that the game. I mean, I don't know who beta tested it and not gave the, you know what I'm saying? Said, look, man, there's a lot of pop in, there's a lot of stuff.
They didn't even play it really. They just took the check.
Well, I mean, they had to play it. It's just that Sony just was like, look, man, we can't delay it anymore. We got to make this bread. So this happens. I'm hoping that there'll be a patch for it, and I definitely, you know, I'm saying probably, and that's and you know, for people who's enjoying it, that's not me trying to make fun of the game and say that the game is broken and it's unplayable. Obviously, it is playable, but it does have its flaws. So you just gotta say, hey, I see why this score is where it's at. You know, it's the same score as Halo now, so there's no excuse. And then when you know, then that's to me is it's, you know what I'm saying, it's all good because the game still looks good. You still got a good high rated scoring game. It just looks like that.
Okay, Megan. Now the funny thing is, like, I've noticed that these extremists out there are now claiming media bias against PlayStation when it comes down to it, man.
Man, there's so many crybabies out here in the gaming space, man. Listen, just enjoy what you enjoy. Like I got so much hate. I got so much shit for me saying I love Bleeding Edge, saying that I love Sea of Thieves. You know, even when I said, hey, look, man, I mean, you know, Crossfire X, it's got potential. It just needs some work. You know, so and you know, oh, that game is good. But you know, it is what it is, man. I play what I play. I enjoy what I want to. If it's something that I'm really into, I got you. I'm gonna stay on it. I'm gonna talk good about it. If it's a game even if the game is messed up or broken or I have some issues, I mean, I've been playing games forever, you know, just like Axel was playing, or everybody else has been on this panel has been playing. We play games that didn't have the luxury of having a patch to get fixed. You bought a game, you bought that game. That was it, Jack. That game could have been broken right after the first boss. And you know, and normally games wouldn't be broken that quick, but there have been times where you can get to a certain spot and you could get stuck, and you might have to if you didn't have no memory card back in the days, in the old NES days and shit like that, in Sega days, Sega Genesis days, you just sit here and be in a position where you may have to make a jump and the game glitched. Guess what? If you didn't, you had to start that shit all over again. So it is what it is, man. I remember having a situation when I played this game called Kid Nicky on the NES. Love Kid Nicky. But there was a part where I was getting ready to make this jump, and it was right before a boss battle. And the jump, I don't know, some kind of weird situation. I tried to do some cool shit because I did like the fact that you could jump in the air and throw those blades. They look like ninja stars, but they were really like swords. He was throwing at things, and so I was just doing that. And I guess I triggered something, and the game just glitched out on me, and so I had to go all the way back and play that whole game all over again because it completely just shut the Nintendo off, did all types of weird shit. It was the craziest shit ever. But you know, those things happen. If you love something that much, you'll tolerate more things.
I got you. And one more time for Albert, he asked me if I think Halo Infinite is a 9.5. And the funny thing is, I actually had a discussion with Mooch and a couple other people on this. And when it comes down to it, if I had to give Halo Infinite a number for a score from what I've played, to me it's a solid 8. It's a solid 8. I do really like the multiplayer. I do really like the story. I feel like I liked Halo 4's story better, even though like I do love the idea of the over arc, where you know you had this Halo Infinite and this was this story, but there's a bigger arc going on, and I can't wait for more content, for more campaign to come out and get involved in it even more. But I if I had to give it a score, I'd give it an 8, bro. Like I'm not gonna.
Spot. Do you know what I'm gonna give your score?
What?
Xbox who?
Xbox. Well, dude, I actually did reviews on this channel. But dude, that was a while ago. But
Many moons ago.
Axel, what do you think about this, man? I don't know if you're like if you've seen it on social media, but there's quite a lot of posts. You can definitely look it up, man. And again, when it comes to the little glitches, you know, some of them are quirky, some of them are funny. You know, I'm
Mhm.
you know, I some of them I can laugh at, you know, in games that I have and stuff. But the ones where it messes up the gameplay, it stops your progression, and to the point where people are factory resetting. And if you don't have PS Plus, you don't have cloud saves. You're basically done. That
Mhm.
you had to clear it out, or whatever. Do you think there's an issue here that for some rhyme or reason might be getting downplayed or whatnot?
With the fact that they're cloud saves you have to pay for? Yeah, I think that's an
Well,
issue.
yeah, that's a huge issue, man. People accept it though,
I think
so
that's antique. That's just a draconian way of doing gaming business now. Cloud save should just be included, period, for everybody. Steam does it, Xbox does it. I guess on PlayStation and Nintendo are the only ones who charge for it. So, but as far as Horizon Forbidden West launching broken, I don't really think so, to be honest with you, because I've seen all these clips that you guys are talking about, and I see them being retweeted a lot, but I don't see a lot of various people tweeting original videos. All I see is
I've seen
they,
a tons, and most of them come from out of the country. From what I've seen, like a lot of people from Brazil, from Mexico,
oh well, I got my Twitter only
from
set to English, so
yeah. But I mean, no, I just see I see tons. I mean, it's crazy. And like if you go into certain places in Reddit and stuff like that, like I've seen so many different ones.
Mhm.
It's crazy. So yeah, no, there's definitely an issue with some glitches. So
I
no
mean,
doubt.
so pop in video games has been a thing that shouldn't exist. We feel that it shouldn't exist, but it always does, regardless of the 3D game you're playing. You can always see texture pop in regardless, you know. And I know that PlayStation has this ultra fast SSD that can load the textures
Say
faster
what? It has an
now.
SSD?
But with ultra fast SSDs and it being to move data faster, well, the data is bigger, and that's just the natural progression of technology, right? As technology gets better, the data it moves gets bigger. Which is why you can't surf the web on an old computer, right? Because it just takes forever to download and process the data coming in. So texture popping and stuff, I don't really consider it that bad. As far as like weird bugs, like what was it you said her Alloy was over there with Happy Feet?
The Happy Feet one. You saw that one, right? That was
That was
hilarious.
fun. That was hilarious to me. You know, and I don't know. I find those kinds of glitches all the time. Like I just had a glitch on Cyberpunk, right? I'm playing Cyberpunk, and one of the information text overlays would not go away. I was in a mission, and it was in the way of everything. I couldn't even read the choices. I had to restart the game, and to me, that's not really an issue. I guess being that I play on PC a lot, as you know, the number one way to solve a problem on PC is to close the window and reopen the window, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Xbox and these PlayStation, they're so fast at closing and opening now that it's almost a non-issue for me. Thank God for SSDs again. I don't think it's broken. You know, to me, a broken game is unplayable. I think it launched with typical annoying glitches that are sad to say kind of the norm these days for any game that launches. But it's not broken. You know, nobody got unimmersed in Horizon Forbidden West, I don't think, other than, you know, the people that fell through the map, which I think those are hilarious
Well,
because that happened
they
to
had
Steve's, and I'm
fall
having
through the
a good time
map.
on that.
They had skating Aloy as well.
Oh yeah, I
Where
saw that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
but
people's consoles brick too.
The breaking, that's serious. Now that is serious. You know, that console is not cheap.
and it's
You know,
not
I
easy to find either to get another one either. And we all know Sony's customer service. If you tell them you got a problem with their system and you want a new one, they're just gonna take you off of PlayStation Plus They're gonna keep you off the internet, and they're gonna ignore you.
They're gonna block your account, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told by somebody. I don't know if you didn't see that. If you didn't, you didn't see that in the DM spot. But there's somebody who was talking about. I'm a little scared to play this because I've seen too many people's shit get bricked. And so I was like, what? And so then I went and looked and checked, and sure enough, yeah, there's been people that have been saying that too as well. Just not content creators or anything like that, just regular people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your console getting bricked, that's a serious issue. Whether it happened because of the game or it happened because of the way where you have it stored or whatever contributed to that bricking. There's so being an engineer, right? You go through designs, and one of them is called, designing for the end user. You have to design whatever your product is, and not in the way you want it to be used, but in the way your consumer is going to use it. And if the way your consumer is using your product is bricking it unintentionally, that's kind of bad design of the console. And so that's just my two takes on that. But I don't. But back to Horizon Forbidden West, I don't think the game itself is in a broken state. Because outside of those few couple of people I've seen on Twitter, everybody else is posting amazing screenshots and beautiful vistas and some cool combat
screenshots.
Yeah, screenshots. Yeah, they're
Nod your head
pictures of
in
wherever it
approval.
is they're at.
Well, I share screenshots on like basically a daily basis on
Yeah,
Twitter,
I do screenshots every time I play too. So
And
yeah,
you
no,
also share gameplay, right?
yeah, of course. I mean, I don't care if it's a screenshot of gameplay or cutscene or whatever. I'm just sharing something that I find cool, and that's just all it is, right? So when you just start doing things because you enjoy gaming, um, I think it goes. A game can live with some bugs, but it can't live with game breaking bugs, and certainly not console breaking bugs. So if it is breaking consoles, that's a serious issue that should be addressed. But I don't think that's an. My bosses would say we need more information. Because if the console is breaking and you want me to fix it, I have to replicate it. In other words, now I have to break one of my test consoles and the way you're telling me you're using it. And if it doesn't happen, I can't prove it.
Yeah, I just felt like this was something that I was seeing out on social media again, the gamers with the game in their hands, and these aren't people that are fighting the plastic box war or anything like that. These are people just like, oh my goodness, look what happened. And again, some of them were funny, some of them you definitely had to reset the game, like the skating Aloy. When that happens, you got to shut down the game and go back into it. But the one where Aloy was literally like stopping movement and going, like jittering as she was going. The dude, at least one of the dudes, because there was a few that posted something like that happening, but one of the dudes was like, yeah, it took me about an hour to get back to wherever he could to save because of that. And things like that. It's crazy, and I think a lot of it does have to do with just where we are in game development in today's day and age as well. Again, with the x86 architecture, when they came out, that they had the ability to update and to fix correction, fix like glitches and stuff like that in a game, kind of like moving forward, the ability to patch these games and such. There was always a fear that games would be coming out basically not as optimized as if that feature wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? Like where they really had to go in and make sure that everything was uh in the best kind of like condition that it could be in before release. Now there's a fear that these developers is like, all right, well, this could use more polishing, this could use more stability, but we got to get this game out and we'll just patch it later. There's definitely kind of like that fear out there when it comes to gamers as well. So I feel like part of it is just a byproduct of where we are in the gaming industry right now. But it's something to look at because I feel that there's certain fans out there that do have a voice, that won't talk about this stuff either. You know what I'm saying? Like if there is an issue, and a lot of ways to get it out there and to get things to change is for people who do have a voice out there to kind of say something and be honest and be truthful and say, yo, this looks like there's a serious issue. They got to look into this stuff like that. But I do see a lot of those people just kind of backing away from it. It's like every game has bugs. And it's like, well, if these bugs are basically causing these serious issues, you might want to speak up and say, hey, we need to look into this stuff. Mm-hmm. But real quick, shout out to Sir X-Man. Hit up that super chat one more time. Brother, thank you so much for the support. He says, remember Rygar when we were talking about tough games where we were talking about Elden Ring. Remember Rygar, no game save, had to leave the Nintendo on. Yo, brother.
Yes.
Yo.
That's what
do you know how
Nintendo stayed on for 3 days?
Yeah, for real. And you would unplug it. I would unplug it from the TV. All right, so this way nobody would realize it. Like I had Nintendo in the living room at that point in time. If my mom knew I was wasting, quote unquote, wasting power keeping the Nintendo on or whatnot, yeah, dude, bringing back memories right there.
Well, that's what I was talking about with Kid Nicky, because that was an NES game, and and the game glitched on me, and that was it. I had to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? There was no memory card, so that was one of the points I was making about the whole situation.
Real quick, hey, Xbot, sorry to interrupt. Other Zig muted me, man.
I don't know how. I don't know how to unmute you, man. I don't. Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh, hold on.
Wow, bot.
Dude, I never had to really do that. Hold on.
I think it's because I told Other Zig that Halo is better than Gears. I think that's what it was.
Brother, I believe I got you back.
Well,
I believe I got you back.
I agree with Other Zig then.
All right, guys, let's get into something else. A game teaser got announced this past week, and there was this whole countdown and everything, and people were really getting into it, and of course it was from Capcom. So yes, we are talking about Street Fighter 6, and again, it was a really big thing just to show the little bit that they showed, the little teaser or whatnot, but people were looking at this with interest, and one of the reasons why is past Street Fighters have been multiplat. If you look down the line, go back through history, Street Fighter has been multiplat up until Street Fighter 5. Now, when Street Fighter 5 came out, it was strictly on the PlayStation 4
and PC.
And PC. All right, I can't forget about the open platform race over there when it comes to PC. But when it comes to consoles, it came out for everything up until Street Fighter 5, and it did get a lot of people upset. Just because that's a franchise that has been around for so long and has always been on multiple platforms that kind of took a lot of people by surprise. So now, when they showed this teaser for Street Fighter 6, first off, people say the logo is absolutely hideous. I really don't care when it comes to that. But the big thing was they didn't see any platforms on here. And when it comes down to it, it really has people asking whether or not this is going multiplat. Now, I heard that people, hackers do what they do. And some of them do it well. I heard people got into like some source code or whatnot, and it states that Street Fighter will in fact be multiplat. There's kind of like there's an Xbox code, there's a PlayStation code, but I think that is kind of like the biggest question going on right now is kind of like what platforms is this game going to be on? So I want to start with K Mega. K Mega is the fighter on this panel. We all love fighters, but I don't think any of us can hold a candle to how many fighters like we play in accordance to what K Mega does. K Mega goes into the PC. He finds like the small fighters. He plays the big fighter. He is all about the fighting space. So K Mega, what do you take in terms of the Street Fighter 6 teaser? Again, there was no sign of any platform there. Do you take that as their holding and waiting to say it's a PlayStation exclusive, or
Mm.
what do you think's going on here, bro?
No. See, and I made this point. Look, so far from those data leaks from Capcom, it seems so far that they've been spot on. So that's one indication there. And one reason why I kind of feel that it is spot on and that that all that information is true is because the other day I posted something about it, and somebody else. It was a retweet of what somebody else brought up, but I remembered that. I just forgot where to get that information from about the whole situation with the data mine, with the data leak or whatever I should say. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of because I'm playing Cyberpunk and I'm thinking of data mine stuff. So anyway, so basically and so Tim Dog posted something saying, for everybody who's posted something about that leak, Capcom is flagging. And so I'm like, oh, all right, let me delete that. Let me delete mine. And if you notice, anytime that there's some news about, and then the company comes after that, go after that news, or they copyright something or they get something, obviously that means that that's leaked material is somewhat true. Because if it was bullshit, they just leave it out there. I mean, case in point, look at the whole Phil Spencer situation that somebody tried to pin up about that he had some kind of death threats from Xbox fans. Nobody didn't flag that. People just said that's bullshit. These people made something up. It's not true. Microsoft didn't go after them.
Dude, the writer came out and it's like, I never wrote that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I never wrote that. Yeah, the person from IGN said that's it. But nobody flagged the person who first leaked out that information.
Mm.
But if it was true though, guess what? So that, because I mean, of course, that would be probably something pending with police involved, things like that. So you got to look at that situation. Another point, if you don't want to believe anything of the data leaks, is the fact that Sony is too arrogant, too cocky, and especially at this time where Microsoft is still making the gaming industry buzz. Because if you think about it, the Destiny, the Bungie acquirement was big, but people are still talking about Bethesda and what kind of games are coming out, and they're still talking about this acquisition with Activision. So Microsoft is still holding all the cards in that category of acquisitions. So if you come out and you post, boom, Street Fighter 6, you don't think Sony's going to sit here and slap that logo right up under there to let people know that that's an exclusive yet again?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too, man. Like they would have that there. It'd be
They would have that there. And on top of that, we just have like some kind of a state of play that came out not too long ago. Something like that. Just because when it was showing Sifu and all in a Horizon Forbidden West, I believe, or something like that, or whatever, they would have sit there and posted that themselves, or did it separate and posted just to let people know. But Sony would have had all their hands all in that. So it's not so for it not to have a logo, not to have not to show anything, it's clearly going to be a multiplat. Because Sony is not going to do anything. Microsoft, if Microsoft got it, I even think Microsoft would have been like, let's go ahead and let people know that this is an exclusive to Xbox. I just think that they got the funding, they got the help from Sony with Street Fighter V. It didn't work. There was the worst selling Street Fighter in the first year or the first 2 years, I think, in any time in Street Fighter's history.
Well, that would make sense because all other Street Fighters have been on multiple platforms.
Right. And that Street Fighter was abysmal. Like I was just about to get the PlayStation 4 bundle with Street Fighter 5 with it. and I got talked out of it and got talked into upgrading my PC. And because it was going to come on PC, and I was like, you know what? And it was like 35 bucks on PC. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and upgrade. I'm going to be spending more money at the end of the day, but at least I can go ahead and I could, have me a true gaming rig, So I went ahead and I got it. And you know what? If I know that I give some slander to PlayStation every once in a while, but I really would have been one of those radicals. I would have been a stand after that. If I bought the PlayStation bundle with Street Fighter, I probably would have been done. I would have been so hot. I would have been so hot because remember, Uncharted, cool, but I like Tomb Raider better. I always like Tomb Raider better than Uncharted. So and then you got No Man's Sky that year. No, I would have been highly pissed. So for me, it was one of those things where I just But no, the Street Fighter 6 is going to be a multiplat. All the indications is there. Sony would have sit here and let people know well in advance, just like they did with Street Fighter 5. Like I think they let people know in advance when their games are going to be exclusive or timed exclusive on their console well before these games come out. So no, this game is.
I don't remember. They let it be known like early on with Street Fighter 5.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Everybody knew. And everybody knew right then and there when Street Fighter 5 first came out. Boom, exclusive to PlayStation. And that was before the game released. So that's why I know. And so when people try to make these indications and ask these questions, which I understand, it's part of the gaming space that we're in, and people just want to have concrete evidence. But for them not to have a logo or for anything, I mean, this is the same thing that happened with King of the Fighters. This is the same thing that's going on with DNF Duel. And I believe they also did the same thing with it was at E3 when the game first got shown. So because Jump Force and Dragon Ball Z Fighters, people thought that those were exclusive to Xbox there for a hot minute because those were being shown on the Xbox stage, and they they only had the Xbox logo. That right there, but they was just marketed by Xbox. Those two fighters right there, but. That was the only time that I think that everybody just kind of understood that, had questions if Xbox had those exclusive. But no, PlayStation is in that position to where they want to just let you know this is going to be there. So get prepared to buy, because it's a point for them to want to sell consoles. So why would they wait last minute when the game is going to release and then say, oh, it's going to be on PlayStation? No, they want you to be well prepared to save your money to get you a PlayStation 5 for Street Fighter 6. So yeah, no, it's a multiplat.
I can definitely see that reasoning. I thought it was a little awkward when they didn't show any platforms, and to me, again, I agree with you, Mega, that if it was a PlayStation exclusive, and guys, I could be wrong. They could be playing coy right now for some rhyme or reason. Maybe they don't want to catch the initial flack. Maybe they want to, kind of like show it off when they show the gameplay. So maybe more people talk about the gameplay than what system it's going to be on. But
I think it's more about the marketing. I don't think they got the marketing deal. The marketing. I think they're still at the phase of the marketing right now, because I don't think this game is not coming out this year. That game is coming out early, coming in. Maybe mid 2023. Probably might not even show up until early 2024. So that game was probably a good ways off.
Huh.
So.
See, yeah. I was thinking it would be closer. Again, it's a teaser, but
yeah,
I don't know. I thought it'd be closer, either end
of
this
I'm thinking
year,
2023, 2023 for sure. 2023, early 2024 at the latest.
Dude, what's up with those characters though, man? The way their veins were popping,
bro, that was dope. That was swole, man. They swole, man. Old man Ryu with the beard, man.
With the human growth hormone, little steroid,
bro,
right there,
bro. I like they even gave him the old type of body build. Like that's an old man build, but he's still jacked. I like that, man. It was great.
Nice. Yo,
looking forward to it.
Axel, first off, I don't know if you're a quote unquote fighter. Do you get into fighting games at all, bro?
Not seriously, no. I play them for fun, like for a week, and then that's it. But I actually have not played a Street Fighter since Street Fighter 2, so this is a non-topic for me, if I'm being honest.
Okay, all right, bro. Do you have any thoughts on this, or should I just keep going, man?
Let's just move on.
All right,
let's just move on.
Well, let's get to Crispy on this one. Crispy, I know you're into Mortal Kombat, but do you gotta have some type of history with Street Fighter, man? You've been a gamer for like ever as well, right?
I'm still wondering why you didn't come to me on the last topic.
Yeah.
All right. It's all good. Street Fighter multiplayer.
It happens, bro.
Multiplat for
probably because
a long time. Arcade.
Disrespect a man.
You know what? Let's let it go. Let's let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Like Frozen. Come on.
Never.
You got to look at it this way. Street Fighter has been multiplat up until Street Fighter 5. What happened? Shit tanked. Game was broken. Okay, we can call that game broken.
Had no content.
No content. Even like months upon months afterwards. And we're not talking about, people will be like, "Oh, Cyberpunk didn't have any content for months upon months." Well, guess what? Totally different game.
What?
All right. This is a fighting game. Big difference. You can put out a couple characters, at least within the next 6 months after, and update the game. They didn't do anything with it. Capcom was like, here you go, PlayStation. And the one thing I see is that logo. I was like, yo, this is trying to play it in the Western market. Western market happens to be like pretty well holded by Xbox, regardless of what people think. Okay. The world market, we can disagree. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, you could say it's better, it's worse, whatever. I look at that logo and I'm like, it doesn't look like the Street Fighter I know, but I'm like, I get what you're doing. It's simplistic and it's trying to bring a new image to people's heads because it's been a long time. So I have no doubt, unless I'm just seeing through water right now and the water has fishes and the fishes are PlayStation only. That's it. Like it's going to happen. I think Xbox may have dropped a bag at Capcom real quick. Like, here, like we could make it Game Pass only. You haven't heard nothing about that either. Like Game Pass. Oh, you can buy it for $70 or $60 on PlayStation. This is the play they have now. We'll see in a couple months from what I'm saying, but until then, I mean, Game Pass, they drop $20 million in their lap and they say, this is Game Pass and you can release it everywhere else. I don't know, man. Just for a fighting game, like they should know at this point that, Xbox gamers are starving for a Street Fighter at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's a perfect storm as long as the game is not broken when it launches, because it is at this point racing games and fighting games. I will give those two unexcusable being completely broken. Don't get me wrong, issues with player versus player, stuff like that. I totally get that. I see a lot of multiplayer games that have those problems at the beginning and then they fix it. And that's where I go and say, I'll go back to the Horizon Forbidden West. Why in God's name is this bricking consoles? I've seen multiplayer games that have high graphics that brick consoles. Okay. But why in God's name is this thing that is not at the same level as some of these Series X games that are exclusive, that are also multiplayer? Why are they not bricking consoles? Okay. And you could say, oh, it looks better. Well, guess what? It should look better. It's a single player only game. It should look better. They should have put more into the engine rather than trying to build an entire ecosystem around the multiplayer. Like, get it through your thick head, okay? Like, this game is a fighting game. It has two choices. You play the story as the fighter you want to play as, or you fight somebody else. It's not that hard. There are two elements to it. Okay, we're not talking 10 to 20 like some of these games go through. So I'll give some games a pass, but you cannot launch like you did on the PlayStation. Okay, and you chose PlayStation only like Lawbreakers did. Remember good old him. Okay, remember that statement.
Sony paid them though.
Yeah.
So
Sony paid him, and he has no studio anymore. Isn't that ironic?
No. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about for Street Fighter V. They helped fund the game.
Oh, no. I understand that completely, but that's where I go and say I look at the logo, and everybody's like, "It's plain Jane." I completely agree, but I'm also like, "Oh, this is a ploy. Like, this is like, hey, it's coming over here." This is not the anime style. This is like plain Jane. You know what I'm saying? It's like to the point. You know what I mean? And it's like, I look at that and I say, they're releasing it everywhere, because if it's plain Jane to the point, some people are like, oh, this is stupid. But other people are gonna be like, if the game runs good, it plays well, you fight well, you're gonna be happy with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been so long since an Xbox gamer's had a Street Fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I look forward to it. Like I said, unless I'm just ignorant and stupid, I don't see they would have announced this a while ago if they had the marketing rights, everything else, exclusive, even timed exclusive. They would have announced it already. That's what PlayStation does.
I mean, we got a teaser, and again, I will kind of, I will kind of go into the corner of K Mega here. If it was absolutely PlayStation exclusive, you would have seen some type of PlayStation logo at the end of that teaser. But we haven't even gotten a like a gameplay reveal or anything like that.
They'll show it at E3. Yeah.
So
and also the one point too is that what you have to put in consideration, which I know Crispy sometimes be throwing shit on the wall, and people look at that and might sound as crazy. But he has a point with the whole Game Pass situation, not being exclusive. The game's a multiplat. It's not going to be exclusive anywhere. But remember, Phil said he'll make it up to the Xbox gamers for Street Fighter not being on there. So I feel like Phil is, and the way Phil comes back a couple of years later, but it's
MLB
not just,
The Show is an example, by the way.
Right, because people were talking about they want a baseball game. Look what happened. MLB 22 is going to be coming to Game Pass. So this is what I think that is a possibility, is that Game Pass could get Street Fighter 6 could land on Game Pass. Nowhere being exclusive, like I said, but also all the other fighters that Xbox is going to be bringing, because signing those guys on to make a fighting studio. I mean, to signing the guys that they did, it's only screaming that they're going to have a fighting studio, which Killer Instinct is going to be the premier fighter over there. So, and which I also still am making the prediction that the other fighter that they're going to be working on, if they're using Project Soul, will be a Smash Brothers like game for Xbox. So,
they have enough characters now. That's for damn sure.
Right. They got enough characters. So it's, and you know what I'm saying? And these games are widely popular. Just look at the trend that we're seeing more and more of these arena fighters just pop up everywhere. So which means I feel Capcom is definitely going to say, oh, y'all like arena fighters? How about we bring back Power Stone? So that's why I think that data leak is really, really real. So, that's not a realm out of possibility for that game to come to Game Pass. But I also look at this being, and looking at those graphics, they're going to be more. They look like they're going to be more 3D than what we've ever seen from Capcom. And I know this is just a trailer, but from just what I'm looking at, and if that is somewhat like the actual gameplay of how these characters are going to look, then this also gives me a lot of excitement to think that we're not going to get a Tekken 8 just yet. That Tekken versus Capcom, that Tekken versus Street Fighter is probably going to be a real thing. And that is what I'm banking on. I'm banking on it. I'm banking on it. I'm banking on it. So you give me a Killer Instinct. You give me in this generation a Killer Instinct to you, of course, Street Fighter comes back to the box. Then we got we got a Tekken versus Street Fighter, and then later on another Tekken. Bro, my fight, you know what I'm saying? I'm dying and going to heaven. It'd be the greatest fighting era since we've had in decades. Just with those 3 to 4 games. So I'm really excited about it. And King of the Fighters, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very, very good. And Crispy, when you talk about like the online play, what a lot of fighters now are doing is doing this thing called rollback netcode, where it feels just like you're fighting somebody that's at your house. Like King of the Fighters 15 has that. Feels absolutely fantastic. Multiplat it feels so damn good. And with these new controllers on Xbox and PlayStation, I mean, you can't say enough. And I do believe that Mortal Kombat 11 has rollback netcode too. So it's just on the updated versions on the new console. So yeah, this is a whole new wave of an evolution of fighters, man, coming through. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Nice. Well, my kind of like go-to fighter right now is Demon Slayer. And one thing I gotta ask, when it comes to Japanese development, when it comes to these fighting games, guys, I want to put it out there to these developers, dude, lobbies, please have lobbies. Not only do we want to go and play against random people and stuff like that, but we want to get friends into lobbies and have kind of like that arcade feel that we used to have being out there in the arcade with our friends and putting the quarters up there. And, I got next and all that good stuff. Lobbies are pretty much essential, in my opinion, when it comes to online fighters. I'm just throwing that as a little bit of an extra thing out there because my
lobbies, gaming lobbies.
Demon Slayer does not have lobbies, and I there's a couple of them out there that don't have lobbies, and I'm like, why?
No,
what would make you say no lobbies in this fighting game online? Like, I don't understand.
Well, it's a one of those weird things. I don't know, and I was playing in a fight night about 2 weeks ago. Had a good time because I tried to go back and play it like about a month ago, and the online was just awful. And then they've done some changes to it. They've done some patches, and it plays a hell of a lot better online. It's not nowhere near as good as with fighters that has the netcode, which I'm hearing Samurai Showdown is getting a rollback netcode now too, which is that's going to be really fun. So yeah, no, I do agree. We want to see more lobbies. DBZ Fighters, they added a lobby now, and just it's just the way to go. Yeah, I don't understand why they still keep doing the things that they do with that crazy system. But yeah, add some lobbies.
Yeah. If Demon Slayer had lobby, do you know how much more time I would be in that game if it had lobbies and people just being able to go in and go against each other like that, man? That, to me, that should be a staple in fighting games. But guys, I know there are more topics on the table, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to push them to the side because it is about that time. Huge shout out to the chat guys for hanging out with us, and I gotta say, shout out to my brother Other Zinc who is in the chat. I don't know if you're still there, bro, but he got a little upset with me giving Halo Infinite an 8, and maybe this will help out because when it comes down to it, Forza Horizon 5 is definitely a 9 in my opinion. That game when it came out, it had the content, it had the stable gameplay, it had the graphics. It even had stuff that was extra I didn't expect with the kind of like the storylines with some of the Forza Horizon stories and stuff like that. Other Zinc, yeah, I'm just talking about you, bro. But yeah, no. And one thing you'll realize for me, when I have to give a number score to a game, I'm pretty much never going to give a game a 10. A 10 is an absolutely perfect game, and I don't believe there's an absolutely perfect game out there. That's what I consider a 10, and there's always something, whether it's a glitch or whether it's some type of feature that might be missing online. I don't feel that there is a 100% perfect, handed down from God game. So you'll never get a 10 from me when it comes to that. So when I say 9, that's pretty much the highest level I go. All right, and for me, that's Forza Horizon 5. Game is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't played it yet, guys, definitely play it. And as always, it is available through Game Pass. But I want to give a huge shout out to our special guest, Mr. Axel 1324, bro. It was an absolute blast having you on. Dude, it's been a long time coming. Hopefully, it won't be the last time, man. I know you have your podcast on your channel. I know you are a panel member on Noof's channel. And shout out to Noof. I did see you in the chat, brother. It was really good to see you as well. But you're on there with him. Let people know about these things. Again, I do have links to your channel and your Twitter in the description. But it's been a lot of fun, man. I hope you come back again, yo.
Definitely, it was a lot of fun here. I love the little jabs you guys take at each other, and
Oh
thank
yeah.
you for letting me be part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As always, guys. Yeah, Xbox said it. I am the host of the Iconic Video Games podcast on my channel. I would really appreciate it if you guys tuned in and watch our my take on video games, which is really we just talk about video games. We don't talk about platforms or services or anything like that. We just talk about games. Um, and like I said, this week we're going to be doing the 90s best soundtracks in the 90s, which is going to be kind of tough, but we're going to get it done. You can follow me on Twitter, Axel1324. Here on YouTube, Axel1324 Gaming. On Xbox, Axel1324. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. And, thank you so much to all the panel members here today for letting me be a part of this. I appreciate it.
No doubt, bro.
Okay.
No doubt. We're gonna have to get you on an extra messy episode, man. I want to see. I want to push you to your limit, man. See how far you can go when it comes down to it, man. But let's see. Next on the list, let's go to the man that I accidentally skipped over on one topic, and he will not let me live that down. I swear, 4 months from now, he's gonna be like, "Yo, you remember that time with that topic? You went right over me." And I'll be like, "Oh, dude, oh man, why you gotta bring that up, yo?" But nah, it is my brother, a regional brother. He is in the same area with me. Of course, it is Crispy Bomb. Now, Crispy, you do other shows. You gotta let people know where else you're gonna be, and of course, where they can go to talk games with you, brother.
Yeah, no, you're not living that down,
No,
bro.
no.
It's not happening.
Do you remember the time I was like, yo, about being
You
on
remember this
podcasting?
one time
Yeah.
at band camp? Oh yeah, there's a lot of youngins that don't know what the hell I'm talking about. At Chris Bomb on Twitter, Chris Bomb 20 Xbox Live from tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Breakfast of Boom. We got Retro Renegades, 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Of course, you can find me back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Thursday, prime time.
Ooh, love when you say that, man. It's that prime time, baby. Let's see. Next on this, and guys, before we get to K Mega, I do want to shout out to Pred. You guys heard at the beginning of the show he was not feeling well. He stuck in for as long as he could. I don't know if it's a stomach bug. I don't know. Somehow, some way, there's a Christmas miracle, and Predator's pregnant, but there's something going on. He's not feeling well. So shout out to Pred for again being a warrior and sticking it out for as much as he could. He will be back next week. He should be feeling better. Hopefully the morning sickness is gone. But with that being said, let's go to K Mega. K Mega, you got a show coming up tomorrow. What is going on with GRG, bro?
Yeah, man, we're gonna have a show tomorrow night. Plan on being maybe messy, because I mean, you know what I'm saying, we'll have a guest, a surprise guest from, somebody D picked out. So I don't know. We'll see who she brought. So You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have no idea, but
so
you know,
you don't even know who the guest is? Like,
I know who the person is that she picked, but I don't know that much about her. So it's just so I have no idea what to expect. But it's gonna be fun.
yo, K Mega, you are
Yeah.
giving me an idea now. Uh, it, maybe I could get you guys, like, whether it comes down like, hey Mega, you can invite a guest on here one day. Don't even
No,
let me know who it is.
no, we ain't doing that.
Yo,
Anyway,
Crispy can
so
do the same thing. Don't even let me know what it is.
I got a couple.
Like that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, like you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So it's going to be fun. And then we'll just have we'll have some more guests too as well. But we'll talk about we'll throw a little bit more, some other stuff. And maybe there'll be some more news that'll drop tomorrow. But yeah, we'll be talking about some of the same topics that we talked about tonight. But yeah, just come on and check out the GRG podcast. As usual, we be having fun. We'll definitely just do what we do. Fight night. So we were supposed to do the Fight Night 101 yesterday, but Crispy you lost track of time, or you just didn't. We just couldn't.
Whoa! You hit me up at 8:30 at night, bro. Like you said, it was gonna be early, bro.
I didn't hit you up at 8:30, and I hit you in the daytime. I hit you like early evening.
I can screenshot it for you, bro.
Yeah, screenshot it, and I say, "Hey, are you ready?" And then you was like, "Oh, I thought you was going to hit me." And so if you were so eager to play me, then you would have hit me up. But I was out and about. So again,
you're the one streaming it, not me, bro.
It doesn't matter. All I got to just do is click some buttons and we just play. That's it. All you got to do is just be there. So we'll say we'll do it Monday. There's nothing scheduled for Monday for me. So I should be free.
Not at 8:30 at night, right, bro?
Bro, it wasn't 8:30 at night. I mean, okay. I don't know. So, but again, because
can we settle on a time right now? Can we do that? Can we set it on a time?
What's your time? What's your time Monday? 5 p.m. So that'll be 6 p.m. for me. All right, got you. It's all so 6 p.m.
No, it'd be 4 p.m. for you. You go back.
I'm sorry. 4, yeah, I know. I keep doing it. 4 p.m. my time. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Fight night 101. Me and Crispy, Mortal Kombat 11. It's gonna be fun. So come and check it out. So you know what I'm saying? Just have a fight session, and let's just see
shoot,
who's the best. So I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, and then I'll keep this going and keep doing it. But yeah, I should be good enough after GRG tomorrow to do another fight night or stream Elden Ring. So I'll be streaming afterwards after that. So come and check us out, man. Yeah, and check me out on Twitter at KMega4. It's great. Thank you. See you here next week.
Nice. And again, shout out to you guys in the chat. It's been an absolute blast seeing people I haven't seen for a while, like other Zinc. Just seeing the names. Of course, Fahim is there. All the usual suspects. Albert G is back, and he's back singing some of my praises for me giving Halo Infinite an 8 out of 10. Yo, guys, when it comes to this stuff, all right, I will be honest with you guys. All right, with my opinions, there is no reason for me to try to sugarcoat anything. If I feel like something is wrong, I will let you know. If I feel like something is good, I will let you know. Halo Infinite is a great game that is only gonna get better. And guess what, guys? I will let you know. The game's not dead. All these people on social media, all they're talking about is Steam numbers. They have no idea when it comes to the console. And for people
wait till new content comes on Forge. That's all she wrote.
But the thing is, for people who have the console and who play the game, when they go into the multiplayer, there's no waiting for matches or anything like that. Like, you go in and you get into a match. You know what that means? That means a live, active community playing the game. The game is not dead, people.
How about this? Long after Horizon Forbidden West will be talked about, you know what I'm saying, Halo will still be talked about. Will still be relevant. So
I got you.
You know what I'm saying, before they go to the next game, Halo will still be relevant. When they go to the next game, Halo will still be relevant. You know what I'm saying? When they go to the next game, Halo will still be relevant. When they get through with the generation and they still talking about the next game after that, Halo will still be relevant. So how about that? So let's just be real.
Yo, love it, K-Bag. Love it. Yo, guys, if you didn't know, this is the next podcast. We are live every Thursday, 8 p.m. I'll say 8 p.m. ish when it comes down to it. Again, we had a great conversation before we went live, and I just lost track of time. But we did go live. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. Share the show out. Let people know this is where to be on a Thursday night. If you want to talk about games, have some entertainment. Here's some jabs going back and forth between gamers. This is the place to be. But again, thank you guys so much for the support, and we will see you next week on the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Oh, I'm at the end. I'm about to sleep with Judy. Let's go.
Oh no,
I'm at the end of the game now. Judy asked me to come on through. Let's
go. See you later.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.